Hello, I'm Queen Cope.
And I'm Bryce Taylor from the City Schools Student Media Team.
And welcome to Building a Generation. Our show highlights all of the amazing things our students, staff, and communities are doing in Baltimore City Public Schools.
Thanks for joining us on our mission to building a generation.
In this episode, we will visit a pop-up at Our House Food Hall as the students from Forest Park Culinary Program make some delicious po' boy sandwiches.
We also stopped by Mergenthaler Vocational Technical High School to visit 2 CTE pathways. First, we check out childcare, and later we meet Adriana, an amazing student in the Electrical Engineering Program.
An in-depth visit to North Bend Elementary Middle School reveals students diving deep into the city school's blueprint for success with their focus on literacy. Plus, it's National History Day season at its full swing at Mount Royal Elementary Middle School.
Plus, don't forget about the question of the show, so pay attention.
But before we do all of those great stories, we will take a look at the ESOL programs at both Graceland O'Donnell Elementary Middle School and National Academy Foundation. Our district is diverse and we want to celebrate it.
First up is National Academy Foundation, where newcomers to this country are working as hard as they can to learn English.
That's right, Bryce. And everyone is committed to their success. Let's check it out.
Light,
Camera,
action.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My ESOL family.
family.
How are you?
How are you?
I am fine.
I am fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
NAF's approach to ESOL education is grounded in cultural relevance in our education, creating student buy-in, and prioritizing student wholeness. All the students that are at the lowest levels of English proficiency. I teach sheltered newcomer ESOL classes, and we teach foundational English language skills.
Lo primero que hicimos fue el do now, después hacer sobre un folleto que se hace todos los días para continuar la clase, poner atención a leer y ir leyendo vocabularios o historias en inglés, viendo películas en inglés y música en inglés.
Él es una persona bien tranquila que trata de enseñarnos lo más inglés y cuando no sabemos, no entendemos algo, él los explica, él sabe un poquito más un poquito español, él los explica en español, entonces él los explica bien, es bien tranquilo.
A nurse, possibly, right?
Probably half of my students are ESOL or English language learners, and I have a lot of my students who help me with translations. If I didn't have my students who were proficient, it would be a lot more challenging.
And his favorite subject is biology and math. Go ahead.
He's a hard worker and he's focused. He comes to school every day and he really tries hard to make sure he's meeting the academic rigor, not just in his language, but in the English language.
They don't speak like Spanish. They are from other country and they don't speak Spanish, so I have to translate every day.
Our students really want to learn English. They experience every day the challenges that are there because of their lack of English proficiency, and we are just kind of the medians to them learning English.
Me siento bien porque ya sé un poquito más de inglés y quiero seguir estudiando para sacar mi propia carrera. Quiero ser un soldado.
Para poder seguir aprendiendo y para que se me vayan quedando más las palabras, vocabulario. Entonces, con las palabras que ya sé, hablo en inglés con los que me entienden un poco el inglés para ir comunicándome y para ir adaptándome más al idioma.
I'm fascinated by the idea of language acquisition and giving students the opportunity to find their own voice and be courageous in their desire to learn English.
That was an interesting story. I couldn't imagine moving to a new country and starting all over as far as my language and ability to communicate.
That's for sure. You can never fully understand one language until you learn at least 2.
That's right. And these students are really working hard to learn as much as they can.
Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world.
Words from the great Nelson Mandela.
Yep. Now let's take a look at the next ESOL story at Graceland O'Donnell Elementary Middle School.
Our youngest English learners, let's check it out.
City Schools has been amazing with ESOL supports. We have professional learning communities that take place at different times of the year. This past year, when we knew that Wit and Wisdom was getting rolled out, the ESOL department contacted people and said, let's look at this. What can we do? What supports need to be put in place? Ms. Johns and I, we co-teach all the time, so we modeled for the kids and kind of just play off of each other. What should we do? What do we need to do? What's this going to look like?
Topic-specific words are always helpful in our writing, our speaking, because it helps people to understand what we're talking about.
The kids had a chance to practice with one another, and then after that they went in and edited their own work in their Google Doc to add topic-specific vocabulary. And I wanted to incorporate technology for the students because there's different pieces of technology they have to use for their WIDA assessment. We had focused on changing and editing our work, adding topic-specific words to improve our writing and add more technical vocabulary and really to make sure they're hitting all the key points for their writing.
Go back into your Google Doc and you're going to look very closely to see, could I add some topic-specific words?
They help me on my work, and they teach me a lot of stuff.
Did we talk about, Jordan, you wanted the buffalo to be what?
To be safe.
To be safe.
I used to speak Spanish, but now I speak English. If I didn't speak English, I wouldn't do my work, and President Roosevelt find a new place for the buffaloes that speak Spanish, and then they know how to speak English, and then they help me.
Do you speak Spanish at home? Have you? Right, but you passed the test. Yeah. You passed the test.
My family talks in Spanish, not in English, but I make sure you put everything on here. Now you can talk to somebody and ask them what's happening, stuff like that.
When they leave, Ms. Johns and I, they're ready for third grade and beyond. That's the goal, just making them confident and have the resources that they need to be successful throughout their education.
That was very insightful. I feel like those teachers worked really hard to create the collaborative environment. The students were so proud of how they improved their English and grades.
I agree, and it will certainly benefit the students as they move on to high school and more demanding work. I am impressed by all of our English learners.
Definitely. Okay, so let's take a turn towards the child care program at Mervo, where the students are learning what it takes to run a daycare.
They get certified, make lesson plans, and learn some real responsibility along the way. And it takes a big heart to shape such little minds.
Let's see if they have what it takes.
Hi, I'm Deja Thomas here from the City School Student Media Team, here to discuss the Child Care Pathway and Career and Technology Education. The students are motivated and ready for a career in child care. Let's head to Mervo to check it out.
The child care program has been going great. We're very consistent, a lot of patience.
I have 3 awesome teachers that I learn from. They teach me things that I can help the children do.
It gives them a basis to decide whether or not they want to stay in the education field.
This program gives them the resources they need to run their own child care center or further their education in college.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today we'll be reading Lily's Cat Mask.
Class is easy. It's just interacting with children and learning their development. It's enriching.
It's so much fun playing and eating and at lunch taking a nap and doing work.
Every day they are required to conduct lesson plans and activities where the children learn through play.
I love our center. It's very creative and I really love the children. They all have their different personalities. The center is like where you can hands-on and really get the learning experience.
They put me inside child care and I think I really grew to love children. I had a connection with children my whole life, but working with her, she taught us new things like the way children develop. That's rewarding.
The nurturing part of education is the most important. Once you nurture the children and they fall in love with you, then they want to do whatever it is you want them to do.
Ready? Let's spell Kalani. K-E-L-A-N-I spells Kalani.
I love children. I have older cousins that took care of me when I was younger, and I do the same thing. So that's where my love for children came from.
They are required to make a portfolio that will outline every aspect of obtaining or simply working in a child care center.
In the classroom, we're doing a lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of conversation, communication.
I learned how to do the licensing packet. When you try to open your center, you gotta explain lesson plans, block plans. I really am glad we graduated with the 90-hour certification. That's one less step you have to worry about.
I was planning to use it to work in the child care center, and then one day I'm gonna open up my own child care center.
Although it has been challenging, students are working each and every day to finish their child care portfolios, become certified, and make a huge impact on so many children. This has been Deja Thomas with the City School Student Media Team. See you soon.
That really got me excited about childcare. To be a teacher or to run your own daycare takes some real commitment, courage, determination, and a whole lot of patience.
Of course, and they definitely showed us that they love this field and they have what it takes to succeed.
Yeah, I was thinking, what if I opened up a childcare center? Nah, I think I'll just stick to interning.
I think you might actually be good at it.
Yeah, right. Now we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned because the next story is that hit over 70,000 views on social media in just 5 days. Forest Park Culinary Program has taken over a pop-up food stall at our house for a whole week.
But you have to wait until after this quick break right here on Building a Generation. Hey kids, have you got started on your service learning hour? Do you want to be able to graduate with no problem? Well, stick with me as I tell you everything you need to know. First, every student must complete 75 hours of service learning to be able to graduate, and some students even get started in middle school. The idea is to get to high school and not have to worry about getting the hours, so it's never too early to start. Service learning could be going to a nursing home and volunteering. You see that key word? It's something you do in your spare time that you don't get paid for. Some high school seniors get overwhelmed when they don't have enough hours, so they run around trying to find a place to volunteer. Trust me, you do not want to be like them. One idea is to help the homeless, or even help plant some flowers, paint, or clean up your school community. So get going and talk to a school counselor, a teacher, or principal about what your school is doing for service learning.
Tenemos un papel para jugar, especialmente cuando se trata de asegurarse que cada estudiante esté en la escuela todos los días. Las escuelas de la ciudad pueden crear un ambiente que hace que la escuela sea un lugar donde los estudiantes quieran estar. Muchos estudiantes no pueden estar en la escuela debido a problemas personales o financieros. El personal se conecta con los estudiantes para identificar las barreras en el hogar, la comunidad o el edificio de la escuela que dificultan la posibilidad de asistir a la escuela todos los días. Las escuelas pueden recompensar a los estudiantes por una mejor asistencia con anuncios y viajes especiales. Así que hagamos nuestra parte para asegurarnos de que todos nuestros alumnos estén en la escuela todos los días y listos para triunfar.
Welcome back to Building a Generation, our show for bringing together the best of what's happening across our very own Baltimore City Public Schools.
That's true, because this next story is proof that city school students are beyond talented.
You're absolutely right. In this story, we get to go behind the scenes with students who make some delicious po' boy sandwiches.
I'm getting hungry already. All right, let's go. Take it away, Bryce.
Hey, it's Bryce Taylor with the City Schools Student Media Team, and we are here at Our House, one of Baltimore's most popular food destinations. And why is that? Because Forest Park has brought their Louisiana-inspired cuisine to Our House. Po' boys say, what? Now, I want to check out what's happening because I'm hungry. So let's go.
Cubano with fries, 2 rolls, and drink.
So this is the pop-up stall in Our House, and it's where Forest Park is stationed. All right, guys, I'm gonna order a couple of po' boys. All right, can I have the jerk and the classic shrimp? Now that I ordered the sandwich, we're gonna check it out to see how a po' boy is made. So what we have over here, we have all of our meats. See, you have your ham here. You have ham here as well. You got your jerk chicken, making the jerk sandwich. So first what he did was he put the chicken onto the flat top. He's moving it around, make sure it gets cooked on both sides. You want a nice crisp, you want it to blacken, but you don't want it burnt.
Jerk chicken is just like, it has this tangy taste, but it's like a strong tangy taste, but it's like real good. It's just like, I like to cook, you feel me? So it's just like, that's my thing. It's different, it's a great experience for you, and it's just like, it's fun, and it's like, it's interesting.
And grilled bread on a sandwich is top tier, let me tell you that. If your bread isn't grilled and you're eating a sandwich, if you don't hear that crisp, there's something wrong. There's something wrong, man. But right next to that, you can see that they're putting down the shrimp right now to be fried for my sandwich, which is the classic shrimp. He's shredding carrots, and Chef T right next to him is putting that remoulade all over the bread. Remoulade is a Creole sauce with mayonnaise and olive oil. It's almost like an aioli, but it has a little bit more spice. Remoulade is amazing. You got to try it. So we watch the sandwich being made, and now I'm going to take it to the table and take a bite. You know, I just want you to take a look at this, because once I take a bite, it's over with. The beauty is gone. Bon appetit. Hold up. The shrimp is cooked perfectly. The bread toasted perfectly. This slaw, one of the best homemade slaws I've ever had in my life. I can taste almost every individual ingredient, and it just takes the sandwich to a whole nother level. Hats off to Forest Park. They made an amazing po' boy.
Performing at top level, they're ready to go every morning. They've just been doing a great job.
See, I want to be a chef, so this gave me a good experience for real, to actually see how it feels to be in the kitchen.
This is the future of the culinary industry, and this is real world experience that they can have for the rest of their life.
See the hiccups and everything that happens in the real restaurant industry, staying calm under pressure, and it shows. Very proud of them.
Monkey bottle with fries. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I just want to first start off by saying I'm so proud of the Forest Park Culinary Program. Their productivity off the charts, their professionalism was off the chain, and the flavor in their food, man, that po' boy was one of the best po' boys I ever had in my life. And you know what? I think I just might get another one after this. This has been Bryce Taylor with the City School Student Media Team. See you next time. Wow, that seriously just made me hungry all over again. I definitely wish I can go back in time to try another one. Students practicing their culinary skills in the real world, it doesn't get much better than that. College and career ready? Check, please.
Facts. I was definitely impressed by the students and their teachers, and Bryce, you did a good job as well.
Thank you. We might need to take a trip to our house.
Or to Forest Park. I want the same one with the shrimp. The only thing I like better than talking about food is actually eating it.
Well, maybe later. But for now, we have to continue on with the show. Our next story sparks up something about a female electrical engineering student at Mervo.
Who runs the world? Girls.
Absolutely. Now, let's check it out.
This is the main reason that I'm here at Mervo, because it's a trade school, and I wanted a trade because I wanted just to work straight out of high school. I'm not very interested in college and all that.
Just the other day, my mom was telling me, Adri, you've had so many opportunities since we came here, because I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. So we came here like about four some years ago, so not that long. And my mom was just astonished at how many things I've done and all the things I've been able to participate in and just accomplish. So all these like F, G, H, E, N, those are the little boxes right there. As you see, you can pretty much see it here and then look at the board and then the panel, obviously, a big panel right in the middle on top. And here you get all your procedures, the specifications, like panel A should be 60 inches from the ground. And if you measure it 60 inches and so on, it tells you where everything should be placed, like this should be placed 12 inches from the ground and so on, and what kind of outlets go in each receptacle. It's a lot of different types of wire that you're gonna work with in this, and that's why it's such a good exposure.
Adriana's excellent. There has been none in 39 years I've been here that have gone as far above as Adriana.
I got an internship with BG&E, and I worked with them during the summer. I really liked it. This year, I'm on internship again, and there's a very big possibility that after I finish my internship this summer, they will hire me. The students who did the internship for the second time, like in their summer after they graduated, they hired them. This is the best option. Like, you go to a trade school, you'll be already trained in, a trade, and you'll most likely be able to get a job right after high school, especially construction trades. It's not lacking jobs, so no matter where I go, I'll probably get a job.
She might as well just start teaching the trade herself. She made it look so easy.
I'm sure it took a lot of practice to get to where she is.
Yeah, and having such a great teacher who allows her to be so independent is a serious plus.
Our next story takes us to Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, where the students present their project for National History Day.
There are so many history lessons these students go over in just a few hours of presenting. I'm excited to see what these middle schoolers have found in their research.
This year's theme was Triumph and Tragedy. Let's see what they discovered.
At Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, students are working hard to add the finishing touches to their projects for National History Day. This year's theme is Triumph and Tragedy in History.
So when we was researching on which topic we should pick, I was thinking of Salvador, since nobody noticed of Salvador because it's like a very small country in Central America.
Well, my project is on Princess Diana. It was about how she loved working for other people and she loved helping other people.
For the last few months, students conducted research, accessed primary sources, and developed their presentation skills.
I learned stuff that I never really knew before, and I didn't really like history, but after this project, I liked it.
My project is Broward School of Education of Topeka, Kansas. I've also been interested in civil rights since I was in the 3rd grade. I would just research a topic on civil rights, and this popped up. National History Day is important because it helps you learn more about history and a specific topic.
This empowering event is important for the whole school community. Judges come from all over Baltimore to see what students chose to research, how they presented the information, and how they talk about their projects. The students must be well prepared.
But National History Day is a very constant, consistent part of this, and there's so many different skills and processes in social studies like sourcing, contextualization, closed reading, research, and all those skills kind of come together to really make this like a meaningful, important project.
A lot of them are nervous, but they're turning those nerves into adrenaline, and they're going to use this experience to grow as they go into high school, careers, all of these skills that are necessary for them to be successful in their future.
By participating in National History Day, students become filmmakers, web designers, writers, and artists to convey their knowledge on the topic. Congratulations to all city school students who participated this year.
I definitely think doing this project in middle school is something these students will remember for a long time. I have my own memories about NHD. How about you?
Of course, I got great feedback from the judges.
Hey, guess what?
What?
It's time for the question of the show.
Okay, which school did the pop-up shop at our house? Was it A, Forest Park High School, B, Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, C, Mercantile Vocational Technical High School, or D, National Academy Foundation? The correct answer is coming up right after these messages.
These are our future: engineers and electricians,
software designers and doctors,
construction workers and childcare providers.
They will build apps and houses, create menus and video games,
work with cutting-edge technology and kids.
They'll be found in classrooms and courtrooms, construction sites, and computer labs.
They are Baltimore City Public School students. They are career and technology education.
I am a Baltimore City Public School student.
I'm Lara Goma, Baltimore City Public School.
Je suis Baltimore City B.
Salut, je suis une élève de Baltimore City Public School.
Soy un estudiante de Baltimore City Public Schools. أنا طالب في مدارس بالتيمور الحكومية.
We are Baltimore
City Public School students.
And we celebrate diversity
every day.
Welcome back. Now it's time for the answer to the question of the show. Out of all the schools highlighted in this show, which school did the pop-up shop at our house? Was it A, Forest Park High School, B, Mount Royal Elementary Middle School, C, Mercantile Votech High School, or D, National Academy Foundation?
The correct answer is A, Forest Park High School. Their culinary program did their thing at our house, and I'm proud of them.
And now let's check out the last story of the episode. It takes place at North Bend Elementary Middle School, where students are immersed in literacy as part of the city school's Blueprint for Success.
One benefit is having a literacy coach to support students in and out of the classroom with reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
Let's take a look.
Hey, it's Amari Barber, and we're going to North Bend Elementary Middle School, where they're empowering students to express themselves through reading, writing, speaking, and listening. The school's focus is literacy, one of the 3 main focus areas in City Schools' Blueprint for Success. Book Nooks, implementing the new Wit and Wisdom curriculum, and a literacy coach who supports teachers in and out of the classroom are some of the ways students are growing at North Bend. Book Nooks play a huge role in fostering a love for reading, but also a place to relax and unwind from the daily grind.
Ball like paper. Paper made from
promoting literacy throughout the entire building. No matter where you go, you see it in our stairwells, alcoves in the building, just any available space. We've been able to create exciting places for children.
A breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That people can come and relax because they're my bestest friends and we're all great readers.
And they also have chapter books that can read in peace.
Students need a love of reading in order to be able to grapple with complex texts, and you want to build readers for the rest of students' lives.
In the classroom, students are analyzing text to understand different meanings of words. Here, students are learning about mountains, plates, and peaks.
Does the word plates in the text look a little bit different than the other words in the text?
Written in cursive and slanted, and all the other words are written straight up, and I think they did that so that way you can know that plates is one of the keywords on this paper.
Yesterday we were talking about here, this is when the folded mountains are created, right?
When you're reading, there might be big and long words that you don't understand, but if you think about it, you can find different ways to put the words into ways that you know.
In a 7th grade class, students identify a writer's style, word choice, tone, and thesis statements, so they can use those elements in their own writing.
Code Soccer is about Kiazi. He's a Navajo boy who became a code soccer in the Marines. Well, right now the book's amazing. We're almost finished the book. We're just learning a lot of stuff that we didn't know.
We had certain words written down on a postcard, and every time that word showed up, we'll hold it up and we'll go over the word and why it's important and significance to that text. So when we do our test or our quizzes, it helps me understand the questions more because we had already went over the words, so I can actually answer the question correctly.
So it's rigorous because they have to concentrate, they have to put their thinking caps on, critical thinking skills have to come into play, and I have to help them.
The literacy coach collaborates with teachers in planning, observing, and tracking student progress.
Our teachers are working together to continue to grow their practice, but also able to see what does this curriculum look like.
For me, it's been a tremendous help. We meet once a week. So we sit down together and I tell her what's been going on in my class, the challenges I've been facing.
She's a 2nd-year teacher.
Language that comes up.
One of our rock stars here at North Bend who really takes advantage of having a coach.
She's always enveloped in the conversation. She helps us learn more, and she's just an overall great teacher.
Great instruction is happening. I just want it to be the happening place. I want it to be the happening spot of our city.
North Bend is all about not just representing the school, but representing the students and how we are inspired and how we inspire other people.
What I love about North Bend is that the teachers are really amazing.
And what's not to love? They're all on the same page when it comes to literacy. And you better believe it when I say this school has done great with improving student achievement. North Bend Elementary Middle School is a City Schools rock star and is well on the way to building a generation or 2 or 3 or 4. You get the point. This has been Amaru Barber, City Schools Student Media Team. See you later.
Wow, literacy is the most basic currency in the knowledge economy.
I couldn't agree more. It plays a huge role in fostering the love for reading and analyzing text to understand different meanings of words,
as well as identifying a writer's style, word choice, tone, and thesis statements so they can build those elements into their own writing.
Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the episode of Building a Generation. Thank you for joining us and sharing the wonderful stories of our school community.
Be sure to watch Education Channel 77, and for more, head to vimeo.com/cityschools or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're everywhere. I'm Bryce Taylor.
And I'm Queen Copeland.
Thank you for building a generation. See ya.